Somehow, some way, officials say that no one was critically hurt in that massive wreck on 581. While we knew the storm was coming, that momentary whiteout seemed to take everyone by surprise. Sonica Bargo joins us live in studio with more. Sonica.
Mark, it was just a few seconds of whiteout conditions, but it led to a 73-car pileup, shutting down 581 for nearly 5 hours. Officials say this just goes to show how quickly things can get dangerous.
Nobody headed out today thinking that this was going to happen to them.
A 73-car accident. PennDOT closing an entire section of 581 and calling in emergency responders from multiple agencies.
It was a little challenging at first, trying to figure out exactly what was happening.
PennDOT spokesperson Fritzy Schreffler says roads were in fairly good condition, but slippery spots could have contributed to the crash.
The roads were icy was part of it. The roads were very, very slick in that one section of road for some reason.
The biggest problem, though, whiteout conditions drivers say came out of nowhere.
All of a sudden, we got this snowstorm that came through with some really heavy bands, and you add in this blowing snow, the high winds, and those whiteout conditions happened in just a minute.
State police say 43 cars were damaged and 10 people injured.
A large debris field that stretches a couple of miles.
Officials say none of those injuries were life-threatening.
Thankfully, it was not as bad as it could have been.
Dozens of the uninjured eventually taken from the scene by bus.
PSP had everyone stay in their cars, and then they went from vehicle to vehicle to get their information, and as they got information on each person, they sent them to the bus to load them up.
Officials say a crash like this is why they issue warnings about winter weather and how unpredictable it can be.
When PennDOT says to stay off the roads, for our sakes and everyone else's sakes, we appreciate you stay off the road, because that is where things can change very drastically and very quickly.
I often tell people to expect the unexpected, and that's why we encourage you to make sure gas tanks are full and checking tire pressures and windshield wipers, having that emergency kit.
Now it's been a few hours since first responders left the scene and the roads are back open, but where did those buses take the uninjured survivors? Our Seth Kaplan continues our team coverage with that part of the story.
New Cumberland rescue crews were on their way to the accident.
And then we weren't needed, so they sent us back here.
But then again,
I guess you might say they do need you just for something different.
Yes, this is different for us. Normally we don't do something like this, but I'm glad we came in handy.
did they ever? The fire station became a warm-up station after an accident that left so many cars in bad shape, but spared the people.
Yeah, thank God they're not injured or anything. And we do have warm coffee here, or hot coffee here, and some donuts here.
And hamburgers and hot dogs.
A little bit of hot food for the people who've been on the bus and out in the cold for a while.
For people,
one of the scariest things I've ever experienced, easily.
like Jason Rosnick.
And how sudden did that whiteout come about? I've never been in that. We've all seen the signs, whiteout conditions possible.
It came out of nowhere. It was a little bit of snow, and then pretty much right after we went under the underpass, we couldn't see.
Neither could anyone else.
Somebody in front of me swerved, ended up hitting the barrier. For the next 5 minutes or so, just heard multiple slams until everything finally calmed down. After that, just got out of my car to make sure everyone was okay.
They were his new friends.
We did the best we could to try and lighten the mood, try to sort of get to know each other.
He was driving, his fiance was in the car, family picked them up at the fire station on a day that didn't go as anyone had planned.
We were actually on our way to Lancaster. We didn't make it very far.
In New Cumberland, Seth Kaplan, ABC 27 News.
Our thanks to Seth.